From humble beginning.
To grow and evolving.
And the arrival. This is First Gen Xers.
Poetic beats.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello out there in Twitch land. My name is Double KK Double, aka Dark Lord 100. Y'all may know me from hearing phrases like shit, fuck, why don't you catch the goddamn ball on Mad Mondays. Beside me is the man that runs the night shift. What's up, Dave?
Hey,
And below me is the man that brings you the smooth sounds of MVT Deuce and MVT, as well as games like Crime Boss, Mafia, and others of that ilk. The Street Fighter
Hello,
himself.
hello nobody. Hello nobody. Okay.
Man, all right, let's get past the fuckery because we got a lot of shit to unpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are
Today,
going to
gentlemen.
tune in for the whole ride because we're telling you it's all going to be fun.
Yep. San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We'll be getting to that
Yes.
real soon. But first, gentlemen, I had the pleasure, and I mean pleasure, and we'll get to this later, of seeing Deadpool and Wolverine last night. And before, outside of the 8 million commercials that they now show at the beginning of every movie, which is just beginning to get upsetting. If I wanted to watch TV, I would be at home. But yeah, like, sorry, bro, like, there were like 9 commercials before we finally got to the actual trailers of any other movie. Movie said 8:15. Movie didn't actually start till damn near 9 o'clock. But I'll say, but anyway, I saw one particular trailer that stood out to me that I wanted to talk to you two gentlemen about, and it was another live action Disney flick that's going to be coming out in the Lion King series, and this one is called The Lion King Mufasa, and basically it's the story of Mufasa growing up to be the king of the jungle that he was by the time we get to Simba's story.
We're just gonna stop right there, bro.
Yeah.
No,
What?
can't be milking it. Can't milk that cow, man. Man. I mean, the Lion King was meant to be exactly what it is. That should have been a story. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the other Disney stuff, you can get that, but come on, man. No, no, no.
I'll let Dave go before I rebut.
If there if there's no James Earl Jones attached to this,
Well, let's see.
or
Or
even with the
Madge
opening,
Sinclair.
yeah, like no, fuck that, bro. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. They're trying to milk. They're trying to milk the cow, and it's shooting out powder right now. No, no.
All right. So
Um,
Let's see.
No.
There's no James Earl Jones. Beyonce's in it. Her voice is in it. Seth
Yeah,
Rogen is in it.
fuck that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying this prequel is about the rise of one of the greatest kings of the Pride Lands, going back to the African savannah, where Rafiki tells Kiara, daughter of Simba and Nala, the story of her grandfather Mufasa, while Timon and Pumbaa add color commentary. And it's Aaron Pierre is the guy who's playing young Mufasa. So that's
Name
I think
sounds
that's why we're
familiar.
not getting I think that's why we're not getting James Earl Jones. It's because this is not supposed to be the Mufasa from the Lion King.
Well,
This is supposed to be the younger version of Mufasa.
I
Yeah,
mean, but you
that's the
could
same
narrate.
excuse.
You could narrate the story, man. Come on now.
Yeah. Well,
And
it's
that's
but it's
the
Rafiki telling the story. So maybe they
but
couldn't
that's
afford
also
James Earl Jones.
well, and also that's the same excuse of why we're
Disney,
getting. It's the
really?
same excuse why we're getting Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime instead of Peter Cullen.
Hey, it,
Okay,
these guys
this
have gotten to
year.
Well, no,
levels.
no, no, no. Well, that now, Dave, I will. I'm not gonna dispute it because, but what I'm saying is that he could be able to like narrate it.
Yeah. Well, no.
Peter Cullen could
Exactly.
narrate it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I mean, to be honest, I mean, Peter Cullen is old,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I know. I
and his
know.
voice is kind of going, but I respect it though.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
respect it. So I can't I can't complain.
I
Carry on,
am.
Mm,
carry on.
I'm one that is extremely like interested in it because I'll be honest with you. Since the original Lion King came out, I've wanted a Mufasa story. I've wanted a okay, how did this dude get to where he's at? And so this is kind of like a dream come true for me. Like it made me fairly excited to see the movie. I will state this. Also in those trailers was a um, was a trailer for Alien Romulus, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually intrigued to go see this movie. Just because it doesn't look like it's attempting to further it, maybe it does try to attempt to further the whole alien story, but I don't know. From the trailers, it just looks like it's an isolated story within that universe that just happens
No,
to evolve.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
So,
Because
okay.
yeah, well, because and the only reason I say that is because I would have rather have seen Alien Isolation to
Yeah.
be a movie instead of this one because it's about the daughter of Ellen Ripley.
oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
like I say, I'm not as into the universe. I see it as an isolated story that I watch, and I guess that would be one way that it ties into the larger universe. But I don't know. The trailer had me interested. I'll say it like that. The trailer I saw at the theater last night had me interested.
So, um, real quick, getting back to Mufasa, I just pulled up the IMDb page
Hmm.
and for the cast. So, of course, Seth Rogen is going to be doing Pumbaa.
Hmm.
Billy Eichner is going to be Timon.
Hmm.
Um, John Connie taking over voicing duties for Rafiki
Okay.
because the
For
late,
Robert Gill Young.
yeah. Um, Blue Ivy Carter as Kiara.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Hey, never know.
But Donald Glover as Simba.
That's my boy
Okay.
right there.
Yeah.
Give me some childish
Beyonce.
Gambino.
Beyonce is going to be Nala's voice.
Uh, wasn't she
Which
Nala in the last live action one too?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
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 I just I'm just like the live action one, the live action of the Lion King. I'm just
Yeah.
I
I
it,
I
that's not gonna do it for me, man.
don't.
I
In no
have
way,
no
shape, form, or
strong opinions
fashion.
on this one way or the other. I am here staying in my lane.
I'll say it like this: the original Lion King will always be a part of my heart. Always,
Yeah.
always. Like that. That is my childhood. You know, live action. I learned every single one of those songs by heart. I was not disappointed with the live action Lion King when I went and saw it. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I knew for a fact with it being live action, there was no way they were going to be able to give me the scenes, so to speak, with the live action. So I kind of took that and threw it away. It was like, okay, I'm going to see a complete kind of re-envisioning of the Lion King in a more realistic looking setting. Because of course, lions and tigers and hyenas talking to each other isn't real life, no matter how you put it. You can make it as live action as you want; it still ain't real. But in general, I took that part out of it, and I just enjoyed the movie for what it's kind of like what I did with Aladdin. Like when
Yeah.
I saw the live action Aladdin, I went in like I was like, nah, I don't know. Like first and foremost, Will Smith replacing Robin
Yeah.
Williams in anything is
And
like, but
yeah, but to Will's credit, he didn't try to do the delivery
exactly.
like Robin Williams. Okay, because we all know that there's two reasons to hire Will Smith. One, you want a good actor
Yeah.
in there, but by far, 90% of his roles are because the director wants Will Smith cosplaying as the character.
Yeah. I can see that. Like yeah,
Yeah,
and I will mention one more thing about the Aladdin thing before we kind of move on is that
yeah, we're going off.
yeah,
Sorry.
but no, it's okay. About the Aladdin thing is that also I enjoy that they added a more Bollywood flavor to to look of the thing because yeah, don't get me wrong, there was a great the visuals with the original Aladdin amazing, but I thought that they did a really good job of translating some of those visuals into more of a Bollywood type setting, and that's what I took away from the movie was that like okay cool like yeah like you would think like if Aladdin takes place in real life he's not going to be in a street market in New York. He's going to be somewhere in Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. He's going to be somewhere out there and it's going to look like it would look out there. And so they did a really good job with that visual when it came to the animated and I thought that they took it up a notch with the live action. But all right. So now, folks, we dive into the meat of today's show. This next segment, like I said, is probably going to be a long one. So sit down, buckle up, get your keyboards ready to have your say as well in the comment section. You know, but we are now jumping into our first segment of the day, Pop Culture Corner, where we talk everything Marvel, DC, and much, much more. But today we are going to be focused on San Diego Comic Con. And of course, we got to open up with what is the biggest story out of San Diego Comic Con so far. And that is Marvel went forward by going back. We now know what they're going to do to replace Kang, since they're no longer working with Robert Majors. We now know that the main villain of this phase is going to be Victor Von Doom, and the man that's going to be playing him is the same man we've grown to love behind a mask for the past 15 years, Robert Downey Jr. That's right. Yep. Y'all say, oh, but wait a minute, wait a minute. Look, motherfucker, Tony Stark is dead. Period. If you watched Endgame, you know this. If you watched Endgame and you don't know this, go rewatch Endgame again so you can learn this. Iron Man is dead. They're not going to bring him back through us some other random way or nothing like that. No. RDJ in this sacred timeline is now Victor Von Doom. Guys, your thoughts.
All right. Uh, I'm actually nonplussed by this, and I'll tell you why. Now, first of all, whatever RDJ is in, I will go see it. But the pros of bringing him back in to the MCU are getting equaled out by the feedback. For me, this is like, what if Sean Connery came back to be Blofeld after he handed the role of James Bond over to Roger Moore? Okay, it's going to be really hard already to separate Iron Man from Robert Downey Jr. for the next person.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Ironheart has been delayed to hell and back.
Yeah.
And so has fucking Armor Wars.
Yeah.
We should have had this 2 years ago already. I want Don Cheadle shooting up stuff in the memory of his friend Tony Stark. Okay. I want to see him teaming up with Riri to protect Tony's legacy.
Yeah.
Because Peter's already got enough on his plate. He's not going to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
But, getting back to it, um, so yeah, I mean, and that, am I going to go watch it? Of course I'm going to go watch it. Um, but I'm not as excited as, like we were talking last week. It's not that first hit of endorphins when Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. That's fucking perfect. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay,
I feel you.
we're not getting that addict hit. And also, the feedback is pretty brutal from both Marvel fans and Marvel haters. I mean, you already know what the haters are going to say,
Yeah.
but there's fans that are saying, you know what? This just reeks of desperation. This smells like flop sweat right here. This was a bad decision. And so, you know, go see it, don't go see it, that's fine. But you can't ignore the elephant in the room. You just can't pretend it's not there, especially with the difficulties that the MCU has been having. I
But
may disagree with the cause of those difficulties, but I'm not going to pretend that there's not difficulties.
okay.
You know,
Saint, the
but
floor is yours. Go ahead. I
Okay.
have a rebuttal to that, but
Okay,
okay.
yeah, because yeah, sorry, Dave, but I'm gonna totally disagree with you on 100% because number one, let's all realize 80% of the watching audience of phase four and phase five fucking sucks. Okay. I'm dead and I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. And there's a reason for that. Okay. There's a reason for that. Let me tell you something. We have not had a decent, and I mean a real, true, decent blockbuster since Endgame.
Yeah.
Nothing has matched that part of it.
Yeah, but that's because we haven't gotten to our first
Okay,
Avengers
wait,
movie
wait.
yet. Sorry, I'll let you. I'll let you finish.
Hold on. Let me finish. This is one of the reasons why this Avengers movie is going to get done
Yeah.
because you have the two directors that are behind the Avengers Endgame.
Yep. The Weinstein brothers.
You have an established actor that is already a part of this universe. Come on now. Who else? I mean, you're bringing RDJ back. I mean, there was a point in time that what's her name? She was supposed to come back after to play another part after
Scarlett,
Black Widow.
yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. She was supposed to play another role
Yeah.
in the MCU. So I have no problem with Robert Downey Jr. playing Victor Von Doom because number one, that's a complex character. Number two, he is one of the baddest motherfuckers in the MCU. I mean, he's like he may be. I will say he's not evil, but he's evil in his own way. He just wants to rule everything.
Yeah.
Okay, he just wants to rule it.
Yeah.
And the simple fact is,
Because
I've
he's the only
honestly
one
played.
capable of doing
Yeah,
it right.
Uh-huh.
exactly. And I
That was the
honestly
arrogance of
think
Victor
that
Von Doom.
he's going to be, yeah, I honestly think that he is going to be the man that is going to pick it up from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
So first, I'm going to
Mhm.
address the comment Dave made about the fans. I get what you're saying, and I understand like the thought process behind it. But here's the thing about me. I'm a very big like tell me the story you want to tell me what the fans say. Like, and I will judge based, not I will judge for everybody, but I will judge for myself whether or not that story is a good story. Here's why I don't have an
Mhm.
issue with RDJ coming back as Victor Von Doom. It's twofold. First and foremost, he's not going to be on screen consistently. It's not like Victor Von Doom is going to be in every single movie leading up to, the next Avengers movie. He's going to be seen sparingly in clips and in scenes, and then you're going to get him for a full movie. So first and foremost, we're not being resaturated with Robert Downey Jr. again the same way we were when he first took on the Iron Man role, and Iron Man was in everything and on everything and so on and so forth. And I think that the other reason why I don't have it, and I stated it at the very beginning of my thesis when we first opened this subject, is Tony Stark is dead. We're fully aware that in the secret timeline. So does that mean nobody that even comes close to looking like Tony Stark can exist in this universe ever again? Because it might be RDJ, or people can exist. We just saw a trailer where Dave just talked about with Thunderbolt Ross, where they addressed in the very beginning of the trailer. He's like, "Yeah, they told me to shave my beard, or shave my mustache, to explain why we're seeing a completely different dude as the same character." And so to me, it's just one of those type of things where I'm like, okay, I see it. I can see where people will have a problem with it, but I think this is one time when the fans, pardon my French in saying it like this, need to just shut the fuck up and let the story get told to them. Like stop nitpicking and trying to figure out and trying to make sense of stuff, and just let the story be told, because you
Mhm.
never know, they may explain exactly why he looks like Tony. And
Now,
so yeah, hold
mhm.
on.
Or
Yeah,
it may be something completely
yeah.
different.
Yeah,
It might be a whole
one more
different variant.
Mhm.
one more thing, Dave. And then to address what Saint said, the only part of it that I have to address is there's been nothing as big as Endgame since. And that's intentional, because if every Marvel movie that comes out is as big as Endgame, then Endgame isn't special. Endgame is special because it was this epic movie. So the other movies aren't supposed to live up to Endgame standards. They're supposed to
Mhm.
live up to what Iron Man did. They're supposed to live up to what Captain America did. Now, the problem with it is that they're not going to, because Captain America and Iron Man and Thor were our introduction into the MCU. And now we're 10, 12 plus years into it. You're never going to get that feeling again that you got with those movies. And so all we're looking for is that the next, to me, is the next Avengers movie being as epic as Endgame.
Mhm.
And I think they've started on a right course with that, with Victor Von Doom, with their choice for Victor Von Doom, and with their choice of changing it, or have bringing the Weinstein brothers back and then changing it to from
Russo
Kang
brothers, not
or
The
Weinstein.
Russo. Sorry,
Russo brothers.
Russo brothers. My bad. I keep missaying it.
Yeah.
But they brought the Russo brothers back to direct. So yeah, I believe that movie will be epic. But I don't know if anything can touch Endgame. It was the climax to an ultimate
Mhm.
story that took 10 years to tell. I don't know if anything will ever match that. So I think that we set ourselves up for failure in watching movies when we expect it to even come close to that level of intensity and just epicness of the movie. But go on, Dave. Sorry, I just wanted to get those
Um,
thoughts out.
no, 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 it's all good. But one, I still think that Kang could have been salvaged,
Yeah, I agree.
even without Jonathan Majors, and it could have led up to something really special. I mean, especially when we get to the reveal that Kang is actually Nathaniel Richards, who is um, Reed Richards' dad.
Mm.
I mean, can you imagine people flipping out when they find that out, and it's like the MCU is going to have a black Mr. Fantastic?
That'd be tight. That'd be kind of
I
tight.
mean, that I was looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they
I'm
still may do
cool.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with Pedro Pascal, but we'll see how it goes. Secondly, the other thing that kind of turns me off with the announcement is, okay, what happens to secrecy? What happened to keeping everything under wraps? I
That
mean,
that thing that we're
do
on right
you
now ruined all of that.
right?
That
Do
internet,
you
like,
think right? But here's what I'm saying. Okay, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
yeah,
Do you think that if it had been confirmed before they start shooting or when they're done with post-production, Kevin's on the Hall H doing the No Way Home presentation. It's like, yeah, and we got two very special guests. Come on out to the stage, guys. And Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield walk out, and everyone goes, oh, they're going to be in the film. I
yeah,
mean, think of what would have happened with whenever Doom gets introduced. Like you said, he's a maskless presence.
right,
His voice is going to be um, electronically altered through the mask.
yeah.
I hope not.
But
I really hope
but can
not.
you imagine that if they had kept that up? It's like who's playing Doom, and then he takes the mask off at the end.
Yeah,
Can you imagine the pop that would have been going on nationwide,
yeah,
worldwide?
yeah. No,
And
I can
so
understand that. Yeah.
that's another kind of blown opportunity there.
Well,
Eh,
here's the thing about it. I think that the whole revealing, and I'll let you go ahead and take it over in just a second, Saint. But I think the revealing early is to get ahead of the game because there's there's not many secrets that aren't leaked when it comes to movies and stuff like that nowadays. It's just like I said, the
I
internet
understand, but
ruins it all. So they figure might as well get ahead of the game and make the announcement before it gets leaked while we're shooting the movie.
right,
Regardless, somebody's gonna walk
right.
by the set and see RDJ and
But yeah, but at the same time, though, as you guys are going to bring up later in your reviews,
yeah,
okay, I've been on the internet. I only knew maybe about a tenth of the guest appearances of cameos in Wolverine and Deadpool. A tenth,
yeah.
five at the max.
Oh God, there's so many.
I know.
But
Okay,
let let's
I
let
didn't
let's
even
let's
hear of some of the big ones until I went cruising through IMDb of my own volition.
Yeah. What was I
well
say, Saint?
well no, I was gonna basically say, look, and I will say this because Kevin, you definitely look. That was not a cameo. A cameo is you come through for a couple of minutes and then you're out of here. No,
Yeah.
that was well acted in, okay?
Oh yeah, they were a
And we
part of the
all
main
know,
storyline.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we all know, come on, y'all, we all know who the true, well, not who the true focus is,
Yeah.
at least in that, but Wesley Snipes coming back.
For people who don't know,
Okay, well, hey,
I'm I'm
I
just
mean,
I'm just
hey,
putting it
look,
out
look,
there,
look.
dude.
Well, we are, listen, if anybody out there that is not sitting, unless they're under a rock, everybody probably already knew about Wesley Snipes stepping into it because it was a real big deal
Yeah.
even before they really talked about it.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I think in a lot of ways, because Wesley Snipes is still in good shape,
Mhm.
I really think because of all the controversy that's going on with
All
the
the
Blade
drama.
project
Yeah.
and all the bullshit, because it's not drama to me, it's bullshit. Okay. Let's get let's just go on ahead, slap Wesley back into the role for just a little bit. And because that's what people have really been wanting. I mean, no disrespect
Without any
to
spoilers,
Mr.
go ahead.
to Ali, but
Yeah.
people have been thinking about and people have been talking about this for a very long time.
I will say it like this from my personal perspective, which is the only perspective I can speak from. The performance I saw last night in that movie, I do not want Wesley Snipes back full time as Blade. It was a great appearance. It worked within that movie. Time to tell a different story. It's time to see a new face. I love Wesley. I don't want to see him go back to the Blade role. I sit on the opposite. I sit with the minority in that one because like I just it up until last night. I was with the like I want to see him come back. I really wanted to see him more in a like old man Bruce role in Blade than actually being. I don't want to see him as the main character. Like I give me an old man Bruce Terry McGinnis type setup, and I'm all for it. Where he's basically training what the new Daywalker that will be like the guy that replaces him as Blade. Give me that, but Wesley Snipes taking over the role full time. Nah, not for me. I sit in the minority in that one. But Dave, your thoughts?
I mean, I don't have a problem with Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade,
Yeah.
even being full-time Blade in the MCU. I was genuinely looking forward to seeing Mahashiria Ali. I think I finally got the name right. Um, as Blade.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an incredible actor. He has done great work all over. And I want to see him as Blade and, you know, get to flex the action chops a little more.
And don't get me wrong. I think the reason why a lot of people clamor for Wesley Snipes is because the only other dude that played Blade, like, he tried. I believe it was Bokeem Woodbine
No, no,
for the
no, no,
sci-fi
no,
series, wasn't it?
no, no. That was Sticky Fingers
Oh yeah,
from Onyx,
from Onyx. I knew it was
and
one of the two of them.
fuck no,
Like that wasn't
no,
like I think that soured people
no.
so much that they really
No,
clamored for to see Wesley Snipes as it again. But
Right.
no,
but I'm with
that was a
yeah
wash.
I'm with Dave where I would rather see Marishana Ali take over the role. And like I said, I would love to see Wesley Snipes in the. I believe it's going to be a series, right? Or was it going to be a movie? I
No,
thought
it
it
was
was going
going
to
to
be a
be
series.
no. This was probably going to be a movie, but
Okay,
see,
but I would
and the
love to
only
see Wesley
reason,
Snipes make an appearance, but not be fully a
well,
part of the movie. Kind of like
well,
what he did in
let's
Deadpool and Wolverine.
let's just look. Let's just look at the possibilities. Okay.
Yeah,
Number one, usually if Marvel wants, if the fans want it, Marvel will usually supply it because you think about this.
mm.
Hugh Jackman came back to play Wolverine
As a favorite of
again
Ryan
as,
Reynolds.
yeah, not only as a favorite, but not just a favorite to Ryan Reynolds, but come on, man, everybody, man, listen, well, Hugh Jackman has been pretty much playing the role of Wolverine since 2000.
Yeah,
Okay. I know that this is probably going to be the time, he's probably going to go ahead and retire from the role.
yeah.
But the thing about it is, like I said, what Disney want, if Disney wants to get,
Again,
then, I mean, yeah, no, it's a favor. We know it's a
no, what I'm
favor.
saying is the linchpin part of it is he had already told Disney no. Ryan Reynolds convinced him to do it for one more movie. Like this isn't a situation where Disney kept throwing money at him and eventually he kind of softened and then Ryan came in. No, he was a hard no to Disney and then Ryan Reynolds came in and said, "Yo, bro, do it for me." And he was like, "All right, I'll do it for you." And that's how we got Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, does that mean we're not going to see Wolverine in other MCU movies? I don't think we're going to see that much of him. I don't think we're gonna see him in every like he's gonna like he may be in the big ones like he may come back come into the Kang or not Kang but the Doom Avengers movie like he might show up there, but I don't really see him showing up on a regular basis like when
No,
this man said he was done
I
with the character I genuinely felt him like he it's been 20 years like
mm.
like take
Well,
this
no, no, and I get that too. Also, too, there will possibly be the because the two next Avengers movies is the first one is Doomsday, and then eventually the second one
Armored Wars
is
right
no,
no
no, Secret
Secret
Wars.
Wars yeah
The Secret Wars,
so
like,
we did.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Well, I don't want to ruin it for Dave, but but like we did get
I
to see a lot of good different versions and alternate universes
right.
of different Wolverines that I liked. Like I liked what they
Yeah.
did with that. But but at the,
I cannot wait to see short Wolverine on the screen.
dude.
Oh,
And you
oh,
know what? And
oh,
it's
that
so
was my
funny.
scene.
It no, and it's so funny because I was telling Roxy that he's 5'3". He's
In the
really five
comics.
foot three in the comics.
Yeah,
So you know that to me that
enough
was
accurate
like
representation.
Hugh Jackman is 6 foot.
that shit.
Yeah.
That shit. But the but the other one, the other and I don't want to I don't really want to spoil it, but the one person that came in there and that was an inside joke within itself.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I think I know who we're all talking about, and
yeah.
we don't want to make it, but it's HC
Um,
made that appearance, and he made an
oh yeah.
inside joke
Yeah, yeah.
towards the way that he was treated by the distinguished competition. That shit was funny as fuck.
Yep.
Yep.
The one thing I've always loved, and this is just talking about in general, because we can move on to Deadpool and Wolverine a little bit here, is the one thing I love is Ryan Reynolds. Like 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 Ryan Reynolds is comic gold. Like how, why, I don't know. Who decided that he was going to be this goddamn funny, but he just is. He fits that. Like I was explaining to my daughter the other day. I was like, Ryan Reynolds has played Wade Wilson before, and then a Wade Wilson type character. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. In Blade Trinity, I forget the name of the character that he was, but he wasn't.
Hannibal Frost.
Yeah, he wasn't Wade Wilson, but that
Hannibal
was
King.
Hannibal. Yeah,
Oh, Hannibal King.
he
Yeah.
was a
Deep
Wade Wilson type
Deacon Frost,
character.
Hannibal King.
Yeah, and so he was a Wade Wilson type character. In X Men Wolverine Origins, he was Wade Wilson. And so I'm like he's dreamed of playing Deadpool, and you can see it in the track that he took through the Marvel movies that he's been in, and the guy is somebody that truly embraces the role, and so when he gets on the screen and he gets to doing what he do, like the interactions between him and Hugh Jackman, you can tell. Again, if you've ever watched, I've said this a lot of times. I don't know if I've ever. I know I definitely haven't said it on the show. I don't know if I've said it to you guys before. If you've ever watched Scrubs, okay, Donald Faison, Zach Braff. When you watch them act in the same scene, you can tell that they are best friends. Like you could just tell how much fun they're having. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, I got the same feeling from this movie. It's just these two guys went in there and said, you know what, let's have some fun. Let's do this as
Wait,
best we can.
yeah. Wait till you watch Hot Ones.
Yeah.
You need to see that. That shit was hilarious.
And those two going at each other, not only as Logan and as Deadpool, but just you can see there's those stabs that have a little bit to do with the fact that like they're friends. And so I will say this, I love the choice of ultimate villain, I'll call her, that they
Yeah.
chose as opposed to who they could have went with. I think that was a salary thing too, why they chose her instead of
Yeah.
him. But yeah, yeah. And without giving away too much, I'll make this final statement before I let you guys say what you're gonna say. Um,
Oh no,
if
I'm
you
good.
were a fan of the original three X-Men movies and friggin' like all the little like Fox, 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Marvel movies, like if you were a fan of those movies, you are going to be shitting your pants this whole movie because this whole
Oh
movie
yeah.
is a love letter to that
To the great, glorious, chaotic mess that was Marvel filming IP rights.
yeah. So if you love those movies, if you love that stuff, you're gonna love this movie. But Saint Roomscar, I'll let you guys take it away.
Oh no, no,
All right.
I'm there. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I'm Coolio too. If we're
Yeah.
wrapping down pop culture corner, um, just want to put out there that um, San Diego they had the trailer for the Netflix Gundam anime,
Really?
and it is the entire anime is done in Unreal Engine 5,
Nice.
and it is fabulous.
Oh, there is
And mhm,
there was one little tidbit. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, video games have once again invaded our television presence for whatever it is. Amazon is getting ready to bring home the Yakuza series, and I got a chance to see the trailer, and
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited for this one.
There you go.
This
There you go.
one,
okay,
hey,
yeah,
because I listen, I have played all the games except for maybe two of them, and one of them I'm working on completing. But man, that's some real gangster shit right there. Like
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
that's a piece of work.
All right. All right.
So last bit about the Gundam series. The trailer article is on our Facebook page. But if you are wanting to get into anime, if you enjoy giant stompy robots blowing the crap out of each other, um, Gundam is a fantastic series, and this is going to be a very accessible intro for people that have never been exposed to Gundam before. It's a
Nice.
good jumping off point. It's a historical story set in the universe in there, and it introduces a lot of the concepts that will come up in the series. So watch it. It is absolutely fantastic. I am all in for that.
All right. And then the
Okay.
last thing I'll mention is that I haven't been able to find much on it, but we do officially know now that a Thunderbolts teaser trailer type thing was shown to a select group of people at San Diego Comic Con. I'm quite interested to see what this movie is going to be about. I'm quite interested to see I'll put it to you like this. I can never get enough Marvel. Like, I don't have anything against DC, and I go see DC movies as well, blah, blah, blah. I can never get enough Marvel. Like, people are like, oh, there's too much stuff coming out. I can't keep up. I'm sorry to hear that. Sucks to be you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
I'm
that was the last. Yeah, that was the other thing. And also one of the things, and because of course DC, you guys already know I'm the big DC fan, but DC dropped the trailer for the DCU, the new universe. Um, Preacher Commandos, the trailer for that dropped yesterday, and that series starts in December. So this is going to
What's it gonna be on
be
Max?
the yeah, this is going to be on Max, but this is going to be the first project going into the
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 new
new DC
DC.
universe.
Yeah.
So it's Creature Commandos, and then
Oh,
Superman comes next.
and Chris, Kevin, for the new DC studios, they're back to the bullet.
Okay.
That
Yes.
the classic DC bullet is now the official logo for DC Studios.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Like I say, get the right people in there. Marvel got lucky when they found Kevin Feige because he understood some things and had a vision. And
Yeah.
even though here's the thing about it. People always say, "Oh, well, we hit a dead spot." Yeah, because they're probably further in than they ever thought they were gonna get. Like,
Right.
they probably thought they were
But
going to produce a few movies, like two or three movies, and then it was going to kind of die off, and Marvel was going to lose its luster, and they'll make whatever money they make. But this turned into a 20-something movie, epic role, and now they're like, well, where the hell do we go now? What the
yeah,
hell do we do now? We didn't plan on being out this far, and so Kevin Feige has to hit the war room again and figure out what he wants to do for this coming thing. What were you going to say, Dave?
um, actually, I was going to point out that in the MCU, success is relative.
Okay.
Okay. Shang-Chi, okay, fantastic,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic film. Not one of the most beloved by the general audience, though.
Yeah.
They kind of lump it in with the dead period for Marvel entering into. But okay, released when we were still in pandemic year 2020 in theaters, and it still missed equaling the domestic take of Justice League, the movie a few years earlier,
Yeah.
with every single DC star in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shang-Chi came within 15, 25 million of making the same domestic box office as that. And we're talking about a character that has not been relevant in the Marvel universe, comics universe, since the Kung Fu days of the 1970s.
Wow. That's wow.
Okay. Shang-Chi almost completely knocked out Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Batman, and Cyborg. Think about that.
That's
Now
insane.
that also says a lot about where DC's been too. There is no excuse for that
Yeah.
on DC's end. No excuse.
I'll say it like this.
Anyway,
I'm hoping that
yeah,
James Gunn can go in there and do with whatchamacallit, do get some coordination. Be basically what Kevin Feige is. I've always said
right.
this. Like, here's what's funny is I've always told people, and I actually wrote people, just so you understand, this is how serious I took it. Is I actually wrote a small paper in my English class when I was in college, getting my bachelor's degree. I wrote an actual paper on. They said take a major franchise from today and figure out what you would do to fix it. Like they were talking like in my business class they were talking about like McDonald's or something like that. I was like, nah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you. I got you. DCEU. I was like, and I literally wrote an entire 4-page paper about how they should fire everybody, especially Zack Snyder, get him as far away from any comic book product ever again as possible. Then bring in to be basically DC's Kevin Feige, bring in Kevin Smith. Let him be the one with the vision for the overall movie thing. A, because he's not going to be afraid to use the same model as Marvel because he understands that it's a successful model. And B, he's going to write some compelling stories because the man's been around in the comic book industry basically damn near his whole life. And so at the end of the day, like that was my starting point. I went into more detail that I won't go into now, but I went into more detail there. But that was like my starting point is they needed to find their Kevin Feige, and I'm hoping that James Gunn can do that. Dave, what were you gonna say?
yeah. Here's the thing though with DC, and this has always, always been their defeat snatched from the jaws of victory. Okay. The problem, it's not Zack Snyder. It's not having a lack of a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
It's not whatever the factor you think that it is. The factor that always, always, always leads to the ruin of live action DC, whether it's television or movies. Actually, there's two factors. First factor being that they're competing with themselves. When you put out a Batman film, you're not just competing with anything on the Marvel slate. You're competing with Michael Keaton, Batman, Christian Bale, Batman, Kevin Conroy, Batman, and all those legacies. You're competing against yourself. Same thing with Superman. Wonder Woman's a little easier because we really only had the Linda Carter show. But, when you're going up against Superman, when you're casting Superman, you're casting against Henry Cavill, you're casting against Christopher Reeve, you're casting against George Reeves. and everyone else that's done it.
I I have a rebuttal to that, but continue and then
Okay,
saying you look like you got something
this
to say. So
the
Yeah, yeah.
second,
I definitely have to say
yeah,
something
the
about that.
second, the second and ultimate doom of DC, it's not who's getting put in charge, it's who's in charge that gets those people put in charge. It's the executive branch, because whenever there's a big media involving the DC superheroes, WB execs start knifing each other in the back like a Roman Senate meeting, okay, to get an executive producer credit to their name, any production credit. That's how they are climbing the ladder. Okay. The only time that DC projects are outstanding as they should be is if it's animation, or at the very beginning
yeah,
of projects. The Arrowverse started out so much better than it ended, because Arrow snuck under the radar. TV show about Green Arrow, sure, we'll get ad royalties. What the fuck? It's not like it's going to be a huge cultural hit.
yeah,
And first couple seasons were fantastic, and the quality dropped off and off and off as more of the executives took notice that this thing has legs. This is going to be a boon to their executive career. They need to get their name put on it. And along with the execs come the focus groups, the market research data, every analysis except what makes the stories and the characters great. So it's the MBAs in C-suite that are ultimately doing every single DC live project.
well, say Saint, going ahead. I'm going to let you know, Dave, why your point just actually proved exactly what I was saying about they need to find themselves their own Kevin Feige. I'll tie that back. But I'll tie that back after Saint goes. Go for it, bro.
No, I was just gonna say, in some senses, I do agree, but let's make it. Let's just get a better understanding. Okay, the first thing about when it came to Superman, okay, there is nobody better. Nobody will ever top Christopher Reeve. We're just
Yeah,
gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, he is I mean, don't get me wrong. If David Corenswet gets, gets in there, that's gonna be fine. But as far as I'm concerned, even Kirk Allen, George Reeves, um, fucking Dean Kane, Christopher Gerard, John Haynes, Newton, anybody at Shield, even Tom Welling, nobody can actually compare to Christopher Reeve because he set the standard for what Superman is, and that fact is that it'll is always going to stand. I've even argued Jamil with that, and Jamil is definitely the Superman, like the Superman thing. He didn't even like Zack Snyder Super. He didn't even watch Man of Steel for a long time. That's why I was like, yeah, yeah, you know, can but if DC if
yeah,
yeah, if DC can get fixed,
right.
yeah, the only look, the only comic book story that Zack Snyder got right, and even part of that was fucked up. The only true one he had was the Watchmen. I'm saying, and the Watchmen was an
Right.
excellent movie. I mean, the way they fucked up, they changed the storyline in there,
Yeah.
but
Mhm. Yeah. But Zack Snyder does interesting action pieces.
Yeah.
But
oh no,
he is
I have
more,
no doubt.
but
I mean,
yeah,
300. Come
yeah.
on, I mean,
Oh
But
yeah. He's not a bad director.
he is far more in tune with a Frank Miller project, whatever that project is, from 300 to Dark Knight Returns to anything Frank Miller has done. Zack Snyder would excel at that. He
Okay,
understands the motivations
Yeah.
of characters like Batman,
Yeah.
like Daredevil, or he thinks he understands Daredevil,
Yeah.
but he understands Batman. He understands the Punisher. He understands vengeance.
Yeah.
He does not understand altruism. And that is why he was a completely wrong person for not just Superman, but for the entire DC universe, because so many of the characters rely on altruism. I mean,
Being the chaotic, not
this is,
chaotic good, but the neutral good.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
this is what made Shazam so much better than Man of Steel. Dude understood the assignment,
Hmm.
both the director and
Yeah.
Zach Levi.
Yeah.
They understood the assignment
Okay.
and they delivered.
All right, and 100% in agreement. Let me
agreed.
hold on. Let me touch back on what we were saying, and I'll say this. You talk about the execs and their influence and trying to garner on. Now, I will say this. I completely disagree with you about Arrow. To me, Arrow didn't necessarily get better every season, but I didn't see a huge taper off towards the end. I thought the show was still good towards the end, but that's just difference of opinion looking at the same product. But where I say what you were talking about with the executives kind of proves my point is what Kevin Feige is for Marvel is he is that liaison, he is that dude between the execs at Disney and Marvel Studios. He's the dude that comes into the room and says, "This is my vision, and this and we're gonna do my vision." And they're like, and we're gonna make you a lot of money. And they're like,
And
okay.
yeah,
And so what I'm saying, when I say that they need their Kevin Feige, is they need that middle ground dude with a vision that all the execs are like, okay, dude, do what you want. You're making us billions. And
and
or do what you need to do. You're making
yeah,
us billions. And so they need somebody that can stand in between the execs to nullify that problem, and then he can allow the directors to do a better job. But ultimately, what my point was saying they need their Kevin Feige is they need somebody that has an overall vision for where he wants this to go. Because the remember, at least for me, my major complaint with DC in their movies is that as standalone stories, they're great. Even their live action movies, as standalone stories, they're great. Where they constantly lose me is they're a complete and utter shit show when it comes to continuity. When it comes to continuity with their other movies, and a Kevin
We knew that
Feige,
the continuity was screwed.
yeah,
We
but
know
yeah,
that the
but
continuity
that's
was
where
screwed.
a Kevin Feige, somebody with a grander vision of what they see happening, because that's what made the original MCU up till Endgame so epic, was that Kevin Feige had an entire vision
mhm, right,
that he was playing out. They don't have anybody that does that. Each one now they do with James Gunn, hopefully, but
right.
they didn't have that when they were doing
Yeah,
Justice League and Dawn of
yeah.
Justice and all of that.
But my overall point
Yeah.
is that DC could have Kevin Feige himself jump ship
Mm.
and do that for DC, for
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It still won't make a difference if the execs will listen to their focus groups more than their liaison.
I understand that, but that's why I'm saying you need a Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige put himself. Hold on. Kevin Feige put himself in a position where the Disney, where the parent company execs trusted him. That's what they need, is somebody that can get in there and get these execs to all say, okay, we trust you. You're going to make us some money, blah, 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 blah. I understand that that's a difficult thing
Yeah,
to do, but I'm saying, like, if they could do that, that would straighten out a lot of the issues with the DCEU.
you're right.
Hence the argument that they need their Kevin Feige.
You're right. And the problem is that Marvel under Disney
Yeah,
was in a better position
yeah,
than DC, which is owned by its parent company, Warner Brothers.
right,
Okay, it's because Disney, in the executive
yeah,
headspace,
with Ike Bowman.
was willing to back the creative vision,
Yeah.
okay, over the analytics.
Right.
Mhm.
Warner Brothers is not staffed and structured that way.
Maybe
Yeah,
They
that's where you need to,
granted.
absolutely
again,
not.
that's where you need to start.
And yeah, and you kind of do need somebody at the head to start because I'm gonna tell you right now, I have hated Warner Brothers Discovery since the Discovery with all of the canceled because the Batgirl movie, which I think was done,
Yeah.
Mhm.
They tossed it
you
on the
know,
shelf.
they completely tossed that. Like, what the hell was that? We could have
Oh,
had a Jeffrey Wright,
Commissioner
Commissioner
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, like what the fuck happened with that? But I digress.
No,
I, you know,
okay.
I,
And actually,
I
I do have one more point before
Sure.
we end the segment, but keep going on the discussion.
No, good. No, I was gonna say go ahead and finish up. Like I've
Okay,
say kind of said my
so
last word.
so yeah, I pretty much said my last words, but Chris, Kevin, getting to Chris's out, legitimate righteous outrage at the Batgirl movie
Yeah,
being canned and turned into
being
a
shelved.
write-off.
Yeah,
Okay, same with the Coyote versus Acme movie.
yeah.
but see,
Yeah,
that's still in the works right
we'll
now.
see.
That's actually still possibly coming out. I possibly on one of the services like either Netflix or
Yeah,
Amazon.
but my boys, I recently learned that Hasbro, okay, makers of pretty much all of our nostalgic toy lines,
Right?
Transformers, G.I. Joe, okay, Hasbro, since 2020, has been holding on to a completed 26 episode Micronauts animated series.
I heard about that. I heard about that. Yeah. I,
For all you
Micronauts.
for all you new kids, Micronauts were the Japanese toy invasion before Transformers.
Yes, right before
Yes,
Yeah,
Transformers.
yeah,
but
we had the Micronauts. I mean, the Micronauts is pretty much the quantum realm,
It's the
yeah,
except
Shadow Realm, no.
yeah,
yeah,
except that's because no, that's exactly what the Micronauts was, especially when it came to
yeah,
because I mean it was a comic book,
yeah.
um, it was a comic book series, Marvel
Legendary
for
Marvel
yeah
comic book. Yeah,
for some years, man. So like
decades.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
long
was like
after
in the
the
80s,
long, well, 70s and 80s. Yeah, long after the toy line had ended. Uh,
right?
so, but yeah, this Micronauts are the reason why G.I. Joe went from 12 inches tall when we were kids to three
To
and a
like
quarter.
yeah,
Yeah,
To three and a
yeah.
quarter.
yeah. They usually yeah,
Okay.
the big
Micronauts
monkeys.
proved that the smaller action figures had a market
Oh yeah.
in America and abroad.
A market to
So,
tie a fucking fake ass
Okay.
parachute to their ass and chuck them off your roof and watch them motherfuckers
Yeah,
splat. Because
yeah.
but yeah,
the
but
plastic toy weigh way too much to.
the very idea, though, that they have a fully produced 26 episode animated series and Hasbro is bitching about everything being demonetized. They don't have anything that they can make money off of. Bitch in front of you,
Right there.
right?
How about giving
Fucking
us a
Okay.
live action fucking Robotech
Yeah,
movie? That would make
yeah.
yeah.
billions.
Now, yeah, you know what? And I was watching, and it's funny because I was watching it was a whole bunch of channels on this thing, and I was watching the first generation of
Mhm.
Robotech, and it was running like all morning, and I'm like,
Rip
fuck
Hunter, Min
yeah, yeah.
May.
Oh, real quick. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Tony. I don't know if it's X, 10, or what have you. Bologna. Um, definitely I've been, catching some of her streams, and it's just, just welcome to the,
Welcome
welcome
to
to
the
the
show.
program.
Welcome to the show.
Yep.
We're over here off the hook here on the at the Cheap Pot podcast. Like
Yeah.
it's dangerous over here.
We have fun talking about what everybody else is talking about, but they ain't talking about
Yeah.
it like us.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So we'll close it there for right now for the first half of the show. We're gonna come back. Me and Saint are gonna talk a little bit about this upcoming card for SummerSlam next weekend, September August 3rd. Yeah, it crept up on us quick here, and then we will get into some of the video game reviews. And I'm pretty sure Dave has some good stuff for us, Saint as well. And I've got a couple of games we can throw out there, a couple of stories that we can talk about. So you're listening to or watching either here on YouTube or on Twitch, the Cheap Pop Podcast with First GenXers. I got to change that banner from just Twitch TV to YouTube and Twitch, huh? So
Yeah, because you need, we you need to.
we're
Yeah,
doing it
come
on
on,
both,
man.
y'all. You can find us at the Double KK Double, and soon you'll be able to find us at the First GenXers YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, because
All
we
right.
lonely over here.
So click the subscribe and like button. Y'all know what to do. We're going to go to them commercials, and we'll be back after that. Peace.
All right.
Struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep it.
Poetic beats. This is now versus then. 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 This is now versus then.
You getting on my nerves. You getting on my nerves.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. You got to change your evil ways, baby. Set me free.
You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it, keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep it.
All right, hey guys, what's up? So we are back again on this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've been listening to so far. We're gonna kick in the next segment that usually is a me and Suave segment. That's why you see the empty chair sitting where Dave normally is. We're gonna be taking ourselves down to SmackDown Alley. Yup. So with Raw, SmackDown, and more. So let's get to this. And as Saint says, shout out to Dirk Suave. We are going to talk about the upcoming pay-per-view from the one and only WWE. And yes, for you AEW fans, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about Blood and Guts. I didn't watch it. It wasn't worth it. Anyway, but I am going to talk about SummerSlam. SummerSlam is looks like so far we
You
only
just hate AEW,
no,
huh?
it's not that I hate AEW. I hate their fans. It's the same thing with me with LeBron James. I don't hate LeBron James. I think he's a very good basketball player. I think he's a commendable human being. I hate his fans to death. I wish they would all go jump off a cliff like lemmings. Anyway, uh, and I'm not talking about the sensible fans who actually talk a logical game about LeBron James. I'm talking about them ones that
That's some straight fuckery, bro.
yeah, I'm just talking about the ones that are basically sheep, just repeating everything that they hear Shannon Sharp say about LeBron or something like that, or Brian Windhorst, and think that they're smart. You just get out my face. Anyway, so we will get to this. We will open up with what will most likely open the show. So far, we have 6 championship matches.
7 matches.
7 matches total, 6 championship matches scheduled for the only belts right now that are not on the line are the men's and women's tag team belts. And I believe for SmackDown, both of those belts will be defended on the Friday before SummerSlam. So think of that as kind of a SummerSlam pre-show. But we do have the World Heavyweight Championship being defended by Damian Priest against Gunther. We have Bayley, as Saint just noted offline, taking on Nia Jax. And we have Liv Morgan taking on Rhea Ripley. Okay. Cody Rhodes going 1-on-1 with the son of the great one. No, he's not the son. Solo Sikoa, the new head of the table, taking on Cody for the Undisputed Championship. Okay. And then you've got Logan Paul taking on L.A. Knight for the United States Championship. Okay. And lastly, you have Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker for the IC title. And we have the grudge match of the night between CM Punk with Drew McIntyre, taking on Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins as the referee. So
there's only one match, and I'm gonna tell you, and not to knock any of these matches, but the one match I'm really gonna be interested in is the match between Gunther and Damian Priest.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna just go ahead and call it from the old days of JR. That's gonna be a slobber knocker, cause bro, Gunther is pretty fucking brutal. Okay, I mean his chops hurt.
No.
Okay. And I feel that shit when I see him wrestling. I mean, it's like he's I'm not gonna sit up here and say he's a wrestling god, but I mean,
Oh, the man
he
can go
pretty
in the ring.
much destroyed. Yeah. I mean, he pretty much destroys. I think that Gunther is getting ready to take that belt.
Oh, 100%.
As a matter of fact, yeah, he's gonna. I honestly think he's gonna get it done, bro.
Well,
Like no cap.
if there's anybody that can, I do believe that is Gunther. Like, but in general, like him and Damian Priest. When for me, this goes back even further than just the him winning the King of the Ring, Damian Priest winning the championship, cashing in his Money in the Bank. You got to go back to the fact that like both the roads that both of these gentlemen have walked in their real lives to get to this moment makes this an epic match. Gunther started out in Europe, was big, and I believe it was Progress. Was no, I was that was Damian Priest. That was big in Progress, but forget the name of the place, the federation that he was big out there. Then he came to NXT UK, took on the name Walter, went on an 800-day reign as their champion before being promoted to the main roster and coming and winning the Intercontinental Championship, and then having this epic run. And then you have Damian Priest now, who came all the way from Progress Wrestling to WWE, had a great run in NXT, and then now sits on the main roster as a former Mr. Money in the Bank and a current World Heavyweight Champion. These two guys are about to
Brandon.
give us an epic match that I believe if you watch it and you watch it with your whole heart, not just with your eyes, you're about to see a story told to you of two men who worked their asses off to get to where they're at and are going to put on a hell of a show for us over this World Heavyweight Championship. Um,
Right.
for me, the match of the night, my feeling is going to be a toss up between two matches. Liv and Rhea, I think will be an epic match, a lot better than what people think. Not a lot of people think a lot about Liv Morgan, but I think that they should because I think that she's an amazing wrestler, and her and Rhea are about to put on a fucking clinic. Um, and Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. That match is probably
Yeah.
predictable.
Okay.
You probably know who's gonna win, but
It
I
may be
still
it
can't
may be
wait to see it.
predictable. Not because look, to me, Seth Rollins is gonna always be the wild card because he doesn't like either one of them motherfuckers. And well,
Yep.
I'm just saying,
He could truly
I'm
care less about who wins, but Seth freaking Rollins, like,
Rollins,
yeah,
bro.
like I knew once.
Go.
Well, once Punk screwed Rollins out of the title in that triple threat match when he fucked over Drew McIntyre. I knew Seth was at some point going to be a part of the. I figured it might be a triple threat match, but they gave us him with the guest referee, which is going to be fun. One of my
Oh,
favorite moments
hey,
took. What's up?
hang tight, real quick. Hang tight. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Good Theme tapping in all the way from Russia.
Nice.
That's what's up, man.
Welcome.
And he always slides through, man.
Yeah,
Definitely appreciate you, bro.
been on a
All
couple of
right.
my
So
streams. Yeah,
continuing on.
but continue
Yeah.
on. Yeah, and then is that yeah? I knew they were going to give us some kind of where Seth was going to be involved. I figured a triple threat, but now we're getting him a special guest referee, and it brought me. The reason why I bring this up is because it brought me to this memory of a very very old episode of SmackDown in which The Rock was facing, I believe it was Triple H, for the WWE Championship at the time. And Shawn Michaels was the guest referee. For those of you who might not remember this match, this was the match where Shawn Michaels wore the white cut shirt with the arms cut off, with the stripes, with the white stripes down it, that referee with the WWF logo on it. And he had on the booty shorts. Okay? I say booty shorts because they came up
Oh
high
wait.
on the thigh. But
Hang on another second. I gotta give. I'm sorry not to interrupt. I want to go ahead and give another shout out to this young lady tapping in, Ronzi, in it for the fashion. Um, she came through the stream last week. This is a whole different show, Ronzi. This is the Cheap Pop Podcast, but this is what we do. This is
SCTV
one of the
does
many
well.
things that we do. And blessings, thank you so much. So continuing, sir,
Oh
man,
yes,
we're
but
getting company. I like that.
but what I'll say, but yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Everybody who's tuning in right now, we really appreciate you. I want to say, but
Yeah,
you want to say,
absolutely.
yeah. I want to say, but no. What
It's
I
a
was saying
vibe. It's a vibe.
is that they had this moment where The Rock looked like he's about to beat. The Rock was the challenger. Triple H was the champion. Of course, The Rock's face. Triple H is the bad guy. Shawn Michaels the kind of tweener. And I will never forget this moment. Matter of fact, it's been shown to me 50 million times since it happened as well. The Rock he gets Triple H in position for a people's elbow. Does the whole thing, throws his elbow guard, does all that, does the uh, runs to one rope, runs to the next rope, is coming in to give the elbow, and literally what feels like, if you watch it, the way they shot it was beautiful. The production value on it was amazing. What felt like out of nowhere was Shawn Michaels' leg with a sweet chin music directly to The Rock's chin. I believe
I remember
something.
that.
Yeah, I believe something along those lines is how this match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is going to end. It's going to be one of them
What he's
pushing
gonna
him too
kick?
far, Seth's either going to kick him, or like they're going to be bent over. Like Seth's going to stomp him and then count the three for the other dude. I don't know whose side he's going to fall on, but Seth's going to be a major point in the finish of this match. I can believe it. That's what makes me very interested. It makes it one of my matches of the night.
Okay, okay. You know what? I will give you that one.
Yeah.
I will give you that one just because, sir. Just because
Well,
it's realism.
like I said, and next week we'll be going ahead, and since SummerSlam is taking place on the third, we'll have the full card done by the time we go on Sunday. So expect us to be
Oh
talking
yeah,
about SummerSlam on
yeah,
Sunday
that's
for
a
sure.
that's a win in itself.
Now,
So I'll take it.
for anybody that's expecting Solo to win the title at SummerSlam, just let it go. Like, if Roman Reigns does return, he's probably going to be coming back to stop
Let
Solo
it
from winning
go.
the Universal Championship. Yeah, take advice
Let
from
it
Elsman.
go.
Just let it go, let it go. Anyway, I know my voice is horrible. Sorry, y'all. Didn't mean to make y'all experience that. Anyway, so yeah. So that being said, SummerSlam should be a great card. We'll see what we say next week about what the results are. But I know both me and Saint are looking forward to it. It's on Peacock for now. Eventually, they're going to be moving over to Netflix. Everything I'm telling you, mark my words, you heard it here first on the Cheap Pop Podcast. At some point within the next 3 years, everything from WWE and their network, their on-demand content, all the pay-per-views will all be showing on Netflix. Netflix did not pay
Yeah,
$10 billion just for Monday Night Raw. Mark my words.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Ronzi, we listen over here when it comes to wrestling. I mean, we're grown ass men, okay?
hey,
Y'all ladies have y'all reality shows. We get wrestling, okay?
shoot.
Because I have to sometimes deal with 98-day fiance and extra shit like that. So it's the fuckery of whatever it is. But I can't complain.
Yeah, amen,
I
amen.
wish it was only 90 Day
Continue,
Fiance
Lon.
for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But
you get caught up in it a lot. See me, I duck and dodge those type of bullets, son.
uh-uh.
So
Oh man. All right. So we're gonna go into our favorite segment of the show, the last segment of the show. For those of you who join us on a regular, you know what's coming up. That's right. Don't know what's for our life. And most of the fuckery, exactly. All
yeah.
right, so we are back. Gentlemen. I will allow you guys to go ahead and kick us off. Dave, kick us off. So I know you got some video game news, and then Saint, you can follow him up after that.
Okay, so one of the big news is Hooked on Phonics work for me.
Mm-mm.
You know what? Let's just going ahead, and I'm
Sorry,
sorry. I'm just
I'm
running. Just going ahead, get a helmet and some crayons. We'll we'll
Uh-uh.
we'll, we'll get it figured out.
anyway.
I love that commercial, man. When I was a kid, don't get me wrong. I love that commercial.
Yeah.
Hooked on
So
phonics,
all
work for me.
anyway, so
Put
games
them on
as a service.
45 records.
We know that games as a service.
Uh,
We hate them.
yeah.
That's the general opinion of games as a service.
You mean live
And
service?
yeah,
No, I said live service, not live. Live
uh,
service.
so and they've done away with its games as a service model that's doomed a couple of otherwise potentially great games. One of those being Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Made by the same studio that gave us the entire Arkham trilogy. Pretty revolutionary in hand-to-hand combat fighting, first person. And then the plan that they had for their follow-up to the Arkham series, basically WB said, no, 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 no. You're gonna go do a shooter now. That's what you're gonna do. But keep it the same, but make it a shooter.
That means yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we no.
Talk about
No,
trying to
So
that's
polish a
that's
polished
I'm
shit.
sorry.
Anyways.
That's a that game. No, I'm sorry. That game is Avengers 2.0.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Negative 2.0.
Now, but here's the thing though, with the most recent and final DLC for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, we find out what the plan was and how everything was going to change once with the third DLC.
Mm.
So basically, spoilers if you do Suicide Squad Kills Justice League. Okay, at the end of the second DLC, we find out that the Justice League that was Brainiac and gets taken out by the Suicide Squad, that's not the real Justice League.
Kind of figured that.
Oh.
The real Justice League,
Some clone plot
yeah,
or
they're
some,
they're
yeah.
Brainiac clones, and the real Justice League is still captured on Brainiac's ship, and that was going to be the third DLC, breaking in the Brainiac ship to rescue the Justice League.
No way.
You know,
High stakes fuckery, ladies and gentlemen.
High stakes
Yeah.
High
fuckery.
stakes fuckery.
At its
Come
best.
on, man.
At its
maybe,
best.
They
maybe,
gave out the
if-
game for free for Amazon. How bad?
maybe if this was kind of a lead-in that we could just get a glimpse of
Mhm.
at the end of the game, not even for DLC, but just, hey guys, look at this.
Yeah.
Maybe we've gotten more people excited about this game, and you wouldn't have had to kill it within months of it coming out.
Yeah.
It,
Well.
Can I just hang myself now, please? Can I get some rope?
Oh, that's another '90s
Yeah.
reference or '80s reference.
Can I get
a
the
rope?
yeah? Can I get yeah? Can I get yeah? Can I get a extension cord? Because and I mean, no disrespect. I'm just sorry.
I-
The game. Listen, it was free for a reason in the game, and I mean they gave it out for Prime Day.
right.
Okay, they fucking gave it out for Prime Day. The game was trash.
Yeah, I understand that because that gets to again WB executives trying to get their stamp on things they understand absolutely nothing about, making a redefining creator of first person fighting action and have them turn it into a gun game,
Yeah.
No, I'm
a
sorry.
loot box gun game.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
you
I'm
know
not
what?
with it.
No,
Like, yeah.
no,
I'm good.
That's-
no, I'm not with that,
Yeah.
bro. Okay, no, No.
All right. So
I'm sorry,
so
Dave. It's like no. I listen. Listen. I would rather talk about I'd rather talk about City of Heroes than and we know you
Well,
having problems
you
with
know,
that one, but
both of no, no, yeah, but you both put in the schedule on the form that I created for us, so that way I know when I'm not going to be hidden into anyone.
uh,
no. Yeah, we know
yeah.
no. You could just stick with the schedule, but
Yeah,
we're
I,
good. I'm just saying.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
hope
I
that you
know.
never. I just hope that you never burn our retinas or anything like that with the Suicide Squad, because bro, I'll have to fly out there
No, I'm
to
not. I'm not going
Oregon
to do it.
Oh my goodness.
and you know
All right.
push you down a cliff. No, no,
Uh,
no. Just,
uh, all right. So just a
Well,
random.
you got 137 wildfires you can dispose of the body in. So
Jesus.
I drove by one on my way back from Vegas. Um, But I'll
yeah,
say, all right. So the leading part of this story says Activision deals big blow to Call of Duty game cheaters. It says two of the biggest suppliers of cheating software for Call of Duty have been shut down thanks to Activision. Call of Duty has long suffered from an issue with cheaters, especially at the higher levels, but this move should deliver a hard blow to their availability. Gentlemen, your thoughts
Mhm.
on Call of Duty and Activision's big move of
Okay.
trying to get less people to cheat at Call of Duty. Like, I don't know why you just go out there and play. I don't
Okay,
know, but
look,
why you got to
look.
cheat in the
mhm.
first place?
Look, because somebody has to cheat to win. Somebody definitely like, I listen. I tried to do Call of Duty last year when me and Dirk were, you know, working it out and trying to play it, but I'm like Call of Duty has really left a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, it's the only thing that we got running because right now it's like Battlefield is like they're about to close their service in November, and it's like 3, 4 and Battlefield Hardline, and it's like I, I,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just Call of Duty is just like that Call of Duty is just major lines of fuckery. That's what Call
Yep.
of Duty is. I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it. I just I I can't do it. I can't do it, gentlemen.
All right. So, Dave,
Yeah,
your thoughts on
but
it?
what was the question again,
Oh,
Alex?
what was your thoughts on Activision dealing a blow to the cheaters on Call of Duty by shutting
Oh,
down two of the
okay,
software sites
got
that
it.
they
Now,
that they get their
okay,
stuff from?
all right. I've located my train of thoughts, not as far off rail as I thought it was going to be. So, um, it's all well and good for them to say they're cracking down on cheating, and I believe that they're going to try to.
Yeah.
This is a problem that's been around decades now, absolute decades. Okay, and I expect this current crackdown to be effective maybe until the end of the year,
Before those
because
sites
as
pop up
soon
someplace
as
else.
those new before, well, not just before the sites pop up somewhere else, but there are code improvements to avoid detection. It's it's the constant it's the constant thing,
Well, it's like
Um,
every time they build a better mousetrap, somebody builds a better mouse. Like, yeah, it's that kind of thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's yeah, each substance that's banned in the MLB rises four new substances they have to analyze and ban and et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah. That's the downside to the internet
yeah.
is people actually get to interact with other people. But Tony Tom Baloney,
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, he said it's not just Call of Duty. Yeah, I believe there are several.
it's
Like, it's why and the
it's
Madden
There are
community.
Splatoon.
It's why I don't play Madden online because the Madden community is just, yeah, like
yeah.
yeah, it's just the internet. But go on ahead, Saint.
No, well, I was gonna say Splatoon. Um, definitely. I don't really see much of cats in the Madden because like when those guys like if they play you and if they decide to drop out and quit, that's an automatic win because
Well, no,
people
I'm not talking
try
about
to
people
get
quitting.
cheap.
I
No,
literally
no.
had a dude who had his wide receiver some code with his Madden where his wide receiver as soon as he hiked the ball disappeared and then reappeared in a straight line like 40 yards upfield. And just all day, all he kept doing was running that one play where the receiver literally, like I went back and watched it on replay. The receiver disappears and then reappears 40 yards up the road and he threw it to him. Shit like that all the time with Madden fuckery with guys when I played online. Again, that's why I
Mhm.
stopped playing online. Unless I was playing directly with somebody that I knew like Suave or Duel or you. I don't around with random opponents on Madden because I'm like y'all get into too much fuckery. I'm good. I just want to play a straight up game of Madden. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I don't want to deal with all that BS. So I
Yeah.
just stay away from the online.
today's today's secret password, ladies and gentlemen. Today's secret word is fuckery.
Yes,
This
there's a
is
lot
what
of
you
that going on
get.
in the internet.
Yeah, there's a
Yep.
yeah, it's a lot in gaming too.
Yeah, big time.
But yeah, I just want to go ahead and tap in on a couple of games. First of all, um so the WWE the Pat McAfee DLC um they decided to go ahead and drop that shit on the 31st. I don't know what WWE did in getting that fixed, but they decided to go ahead and drop that. And of course, lately, I'm pretty sure that everybody out there has been playing the game First Descendant. Please be very careful because they're having getting game for the Xbox especially folks have been getting the game freezes up and well as fuckery comes along people have to reset their whole system.
Mm.
The other day I was playing because I had planned on playing Friday, um and it was fuckery like it was totally like the game dropped, had to start over. I looked at it and I was like, yeah, we can't do this. And I was really ready to play because I wanted to play somebody, I
Yeah.
wanted to play somebody, this Friday, this past Friday, but shit went wrong
Oh,
and shit happened. But that's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
We roll with the punches. We roll with the punches.
Hmm.
We definitely roll with the punches, but still, I don't like it.
All right, so I got one more story for us, fellas, before we wrap this wonderful day up. Thank you again to all who joined us, and we close with where can we find you next. Um,
Okay.
343 Industries. The title says 343 Industries shares some good news for Halo Infinite fans. 343 Industries isn't done supporting Halo Infinite, with the company official promising that the game will keep receiving updates. The confirmation is likely to be seen as good news by Halo Infinite fans, not least because the developer's commitment to the game seemed in question as of late. So, Dave, you want to
Right.
kick us off with some thoughts on Halo, on 343 Industries, letting their people know we will continue to support and send patches and updates for Halo
Okay.
Infinite.
So, um, I mean, it's good news always when a game that you're passionate about, it sticks around just a little bit longer than you're expecting it to, and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's it's good that they're going to have that option to it. Um, I kind of think that it is a pretty big commitment to them because I believe 343 no Bungie. Okay, 343 spun out of Bungie. They're the ones that kept the Halo IP and took it with them. Bungie does Destiny. That's right.
Right.
Okay. So, but yeah, for basically being sort of a cottage industry for video game in the video game industry, they've got their Halo franchise. They know how to keep it going, and they can afford to keep it going. It's
Yeah.
not like they're like EA that has to maintain tons of legacy servers for years for people to play in. Uh, so
Well, I can say this: like as far as dealing with servers, I had a decent experience with EA because like Madden 25. I don't know if our viewers remember when that came out. Like it was a special edition. Like I said, it came with one of my favorite games. It came with Head Coach. You could buy them both in one big like anniversary packages, and it came in two different discs. But Madden 25, me, and my boy Steve started a Madden 25. Let me see, what was the release date for Madden 25? Online league.
What was that? I think that was back what 19?
Yeah, not Madden. Yeah, I want to say 2019. It might have been. No, it was earlier than that. Uh,
No, the 25 years, right?
yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on. 25th free edition. There it is. 25th anniversary was Friday. No, Friday. No, it keeps bringing me to Madden. It doesn't. It's not recognizing what I'm
Yeah,
talking
well,
about. It keeps bringing me
yeah,
to
but
the new Madden 25, and I'm
yeah, but
like,
I
no.
know what you're talking about.
do Madden XXV.
Okay. Still taking me to yeah, it's still
Well,
taking me
yeah,
to
but I think
Oh,
I know which man. I think I know which man you're talking about, though.
yeah. Yeah, so but yeah, that Madden we started it when it first got released and I want to say it was somewhere around 5 to 10 years later. Me and I moved in with my parents and me and Steve picked up basically where we had left off, you know, when I was moving around a lot. And we played that like I want to say like as recent as like 8 9 years ago. We played a game like we played one of our online games and they kept the service. We went through had to have been 20 something seasons like on that league. Like playing 16, we went. Yeah, because we like Steve had the most Super Bowls. I had a few underneath my belt. Duel had a few underneath his belt. But it was just man, like Madden servers stayed active for a very long time. Like I'm talking about like we started playing it before the release of the Xbox One, and we're still playing it after the release of the on Madden 25 on the Xbox 360 after the release of the Xbox One for like a good
Right.
like couple of years after. So yeah, like that was it. Just reminds me of that, and it makes me think that there's actually a video game company that might slightly care a little bit about their fan base, and what they actually want to
Some
play.
do,
Some do.
some do, some don't. But I mean, that's just Yep, yep.
Yep.
Ronzi, Madden been around. Yep.
I want to say the first Madden football is like from 1984. Like Madden is either 30 or 40 years. Like is
No,
either
no, no,
84, 88,
no,
something like
no,
that.
no. 80. No, it was Madden was 19. If I'm not mistaken, was 1980, 89.
89,
Yeah,
88
89.
or 89. Because
yeah.
I
Yep,
And it was
remember
you're
just
right.
that.
88 is
John. It was
June
just
1st,
yeah,
88 is when John
yeah. It
Madden
was just
football
Yeah,
it.
dropped.
Yeah, it was just straight John Madden
Yep.
football.
football.
Like
Yeah,
like no
because
NFL, no
yeah,
nothing.
Yep.
yeah, I remember because we were running it on my friend's
PC.
PC 3.5 inch discs
Nice.
back in the day. We held mock drafts for our group league. Uh,
That's back
The
yeah,
when
little
just so
the
you
remember
kids
those?
understood that was pre-internet. So this is
free
back
internet.
this is back
Yeah,
when we had cartridges and the cartridges had save chips in them. Like there was no internet, there was no playing
Well,
online. You had to gather
no,
everybody in
well,
groups.
if you no,
actually,
if you had
actually,
now,
no,
if you
there
had a
was
PC,
online.
now if you had PC,
There
if
was.
you
Yep,
had PC,
you sacri
it was the 3.5 because we had just got rid of the floppy disks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
yeah,
ooh,
yep.
Jesus.
And
I'm that old.
Yeah.
back in those days, we had to summon the internet by sacrificing robots. I shit you not.
Nice.
Any
Yes.
Gen Xer knows that squeal by just it's burned into their brain. Yeah.
So
If
imagine a fax machine on crack. Anyway. Oh man.
Welcome. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
No,
sorry.
when do we get our droves and we get to walk around talking about in the days of old, in the days of old you had to
Yeah.
blow on the cartridge to get it to
You
work.
know, I never had no. You know what? I,
Yeah.
I did blow the cartridges back in the day, but you know what though, man? I had to take some. I had to take some. I had to take a Q-tip,
Yep,
and I man, I
alcohol.
used to
Little
swab.
rubbing
Yeah, I used to.
alcohol.
Yeah, I used to swab them and be like,
Now,
and shove that motherfucker
actually,
in there, and
and there is a web page
Mm.
dedicated to testing all those old cartridge tricks.
Yeah, really.
Yes, blowing in a
Q-tip,
Q-tip with
Tony, Q-tip.
alcohol. Yep.
I don't care what nobody
But
says. They can tell me it didn't work all they want. I know that when I ran that little cue and I put it back in, the game worked, and it didn't work before I did that. So that's all I know. Oh man.
yeah,
All right, guys. So we'll close it up there on a high note. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed watching this. I know we have truly enjoyed doing this. So let's start with you right now, Saint. This time around, this week. I think last week we started with Dave.
No, last week
Where,
we started with Dave,
yeah,
but I will take that
where
because
can we find you next, sir?
okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Agent K28, aka the Saint, and tonight I will be doing my thing on NVT Deuce, and that will be on, and this is like pretty much the West Coast edition in a sense, but I will be doing my thing at 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific. We're just going to be getting into some tracks because there's a very special conscious moment that I definitely want to do, and it's been a long time for this particular song that I'm going to be doing. So I'm really going to be
Yeah.
really invested into this. We're not going to do too much hip hop. We're going to do some smooth shit, but we got to have some hip hop in
Right.
there somewhere.
Somewhere.
So yeah, that's 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time,
All right.
8 o'clock Pacific, and right here on Twitch.
All right.
Boom, boom.
Dave.
I will be following Saint doing my night shift. And tonight from midnight Pacific till whenever I fall asleep. Depends on whether I'm going to get a nap in after this.
Yeah. 4.5 hours, bro.
Nice
I
one.
know,
Nice
I
one.
know. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be another Starfield stream tonight. I am getting back to you.
Yeah.
That is the plan for Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because we've been a few days, guys. We had finally like woosah for a minute and rebuild, but
We
you're back this week.
Oh yeah. Oh
we're
Yeah,
old, damn it.
yeah.
oh, fuck you, man. I'm not old. I'm just like, man, I'm classic, man.
Classic. I want to
Yeah.
say, all right, and if y'all know me, then y'all should know where you're gonna find me next. But if you don't know me, I'm gonna go on ahead and tell you. Where you can find me next will be in about 2 hours time when I sign back on to talk a little Team USA basketball, talk a little Bronny in the Summer League, and talk a little well, I'll say get into this running sheet. Talk a little Brandon Ayuk drama with the 49ers and the WNBA getting their major media deal done. So we're going to be talking that with the one and only Miss O'Malley. If you guys have not tuned
Yeah,
in to check her out, please do.
I might have to tap in on that.
She is definitely
You know, and
a fun one. What's up, Dave?
my wife, yeah, you want to know about the WNBA media contract?
Yeah.
My wife primarily watches Food Network. And she's just watching the commercials and she looks at me, it's like, huh, when did WNBA start advertising?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's
yeah, we're gonna get to that. Me and Heather have a dual thing that we have an issue.
Yeah,
With people complaining
because
about
yeah,
the viewership and the attendance at not your wife, but with the people that complain about the viewership and attendance for the WNBA, but don't watch or go
Yeah.
to WNBA games and won't buy their merch. Like, if you really want these women to do better, if you really think it's unfair that they're making less than the dudes, go support them. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's if you want them to make, if you think a particular position is overpaid, go support in hopes that they will get more money. But needless to say, yes. So we'll be talking about that on the classroom tonight. That's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be running for about an hour
Real
tonight.
G's know.
Yes, they
I
do.
like that. Real G's know.
About the
Tony, hey,
Q-tip.
hey, hey, you're winning. And once again, I want to thank everybody that definitely tapped in.
Yeah.
Tony Bologna, thank you, and definitely Ronzi. That's two.
Yeah.
That's two.
There you go.
I got you.
All right.
But
So go ahead.
we're gonna raid too.
Yeah. So going ahead and rate us out, Saint.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm saying it's been a lovely afternoon. If you ever get a chance to go whitewater rafting, do it. I did it yesterday. Definitely a memorable experience. And Saint's going to rate us out. So we will see y'all
Okay, hang on.
next week.
Okay, and we're starting now.